Larger firms such as Cisco, Siemens, and Microsoft often engage in serial acquisitions to maintain a window on the latest technology developments. These companies acquire small startups not only to gain access to a new capability or competency, but also to preempt rivals from doing so. Let's look at the acquisitions made some of the leading internet companies, such as Google, Facebook, and Yahoo. Google, the leader in online search and advertisement, engaged in a number of smaller acquisitions of tech ventures to fill gaps in its competency lineup. So in 2006, Google bought YouTube, the video sharing website, for $1.65 billion, also motivated by the desire to gain a new capability. Facebook acquired Instagram, a photo and video sharing social media site, for $1 billion in 2012. So likewise, Yahoo is attempting to fill a gap in its social networking capabilities by acquiring Tumblr for $1.1 billion in 2013. In 2013, Google purchased the Israeli startup company Waze for $1 billion. Google acquired Waze to gain access to new capabilities and to prevent rivals from gaining access. Waze's claim to fame is its interactive mobile map app. Google is already the leader in online maps and wanted to extend this capability to mobile devices. Perhaps even more importantly, Google's intent was to preempt its competitors, Apple and Facebook, from buying Waze. Apple and Facebook are each comparatively weaker than Google in the increasingly important interactive mobile map and information services segment. Google engaged in somewhat larger acquisition when it bought Motorola's cell phone unit for $12.5 billion in 2011. This was done to gain access to Motorola's valuable patent holdings in mobile technology. The Motorola acquisition also enables Google to integrate hardware and software, or Android OS, more seamlessly. In turn, this positioned Google better to compete with Apple and Samsung in mobile devices. Merge and acquisition and competitive advantage. Do mergers and acquisition create competitive advantage? Despite their popularity, the answer surprisingly is that in the most cases they do not. In fact, the merge and acquisition performance track record is rather mixed. Most mergers destroy shareholder value because the anticipated synergies never materialize. If there is any value creation, it generally accrues to the shareholders of the firm that was taken over the acquiree, because acquirers often pay a premium when buying the target company. Indeed, sometimes companies get involved in a bidding war for an acquisition. The winner may end up with a prize but may have overpaid for the acquisition, thus falling victim to the winner's curse. Given the merger's acquisition on overage, destroy rather than create shareholder value, why do we see so many mergers? So there are three reasons. The first one is the principal agent problems. So principal agent problems. When discussing diversification in the previous chapter, we noted that some firms diversify through acquisitions to the principal agent problems. Managers, as agents, are supposed to act in the best interest of the principal, the shareholders. However, managers may have incentives to grow their firms through acquisitions, not for anticipated shareholders' value appreciation, but to build a larger empire, which is positively correlated with prestige, power, and pay. Besides providing higher compensation and more corporate perks, a larger organization may also provide more job security, especially if the company pursues unrelated diversification. So, number 2 is the desire to overcome competitive disadvantage. So, in some instances, mergers are not motivated by gaining competitive advantage, but by overcoming a competitive disadvantage. For example, to compete more successfully with Nike, the worldwide leader in sports shoes and apparel. Number 2 is Adidas, and number 3 is Reebok for $3.8 billion in 2006. This acquisition allowed the now larger Adidas Group to benefit from economies for scale and scope that were unachievable when Adidas and Reebok operated independently. Overcoming its competitive disadvantage against Nike in turn strengthened Adidas' competitive position. Indeed, overcoming a competitive advantage may put an organization on road to gaining a competitive advantage. And the last is a superior acquisition and integration capability. Acquisition and integration capabilities are not equally distributed across firms, although there is strong evidence that mergers and acquisitions on average destroy rather than create shareholder value. It does not exclude the possibility that some firms are consistently able to identify, acquire, and integrate target companies to strengthen their competitive positions. Since it is valuable, rare, and difficult to imitate, a superior acquisition and integration capability, together with past experience, can lead to competitive advantage.